Hi Yogini, how are you doing?
Great, very well, thank you.
Thank you for coming and planning to give us a talk on mind-body connection and the book that Louise Hay has written and how the mind affects the body. And I'm going to stop here. I'm just going to allow you to speak because you are the expert and she's too good. Come on, Yogini.
Thank
Tell
you so
me.
much, Shefali, first of all, for giving me this opportunity. Hello everybody, I am Dr. Yogini Mohare. I am MBBS allopathic doctor. I have been running my medical practice. And while doing that, Shefali, I realized that mind-body connection works miraculously. You know, guys, really, we allopaths, frankly, we don't really believe in all this. But it does exist. So, some chronic headaches, chronic acidity, so many chronic diseases we all have, right? If not for
Yes.
ourselves, somebody in the family
Yes,
we
yes,
do
of
have
course,
these
yeah.
chronic illnesses. And then I really got curious. And then I came across this beautiful book, You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. So she is basically American author who has nowadays if you look at the this is the book. Nowadays if you see everybody is talking about affirmations, manifestations, but I'll tell you Shefali, this book and her workshops are being conducted since 1980s
Yes,
across
yes.
72 countries and in various languages.
Mhm.
So here, as now again, self love is what is being talked about. Is overrated, I would say. But what is self love? So we feel any takes on
Having
self.
positive self-esteem means, as a psychologist, I would say that
Hmm.
have positive self-esteem and also accept the fact that it's okay not to be okay. And nobody is a perfection. I mean, nobody's perfect. So we are all human, aren't we?
Absolutely, that second point is very important, Shefali, because we feel that self love is just thinking positive, positive, positive. No, but it is very important at the same time that we accept what are the negative emotions, even if they are not serving you.
Yes, yes.
But I'll tell you, in medical language, unless we do the diagnosis, how are we going to treat the patients?
Correct.
Same way, because sometimes it happens that we want to achieve something, we want to have something, be something, buy a bigger house, bigger car, whatever, and we do affirmations, and still nothing really works out. So why? And then we feel that affirmations don't really work. But I'll tell you what, guys. Louise Hay, she talks a lot about deservability. Do you really feel you deserve to have
Correct.
that?
That is what. We must have realistic expectations and realistic affirmations.
At the same time,
And how we can transform negative to positive.
yeah, absolutely. So at the same time, I am not good enough is what is deep rooted in all of us. I mean, whatever, wherever we are, how much of a beautiful life we have, but somewhere that deep rooted I am not good enough is what is troubling you. It is of course it is important to have that to realistic approach maybe towards the life, but at the same time, who stops you from believing the best things happening to you? Just now the FIFA is still going on, but Portuguese team had gone back to their own country. But Ronaldo, we all know Ronaldo's background, Shefali, right? I mean, he comes from such a humble background. Supposedly his mother used to do cooking and etc. for others.
Yes, of course.
But he had that vision. Of course, he had the talent. Of course, he puts in lots of efforts. But somehow, Shefali, unless you visualize that it is possible for me to achieve in this lifetime, you are not going to really thrive towards it.
And also thinking that, the grass is always greener on the other side. That also doesn't make sense, They don't realize the reality. You always feel that, like how she said, I'm not good enough, somebody else is better than me. Oh, and so has this, kind of advantages. I don't have that. But they refuse to see the advantages they have. So the contentment that a individual should have, every human being should have, is very, very significant. So that's where the mind plays. And also I feel that sometimes, people vomit out their negativity onto others and how people absorb them, and that kind of ruins relationships. What do you think about that?
Absolutely, Shefali. And as you correctly said, that the grass is always greener on the other side. We feel I'm the only one who has got issues. Okay, one of the big company CEO is my very good friend. So looking at his life, even I used to wonder. I mean, he has got everything in his life. But when we started working together, he came up with all his issues and. Yogini, I mean, I don't really get good sleep at night and this and that. So we always feel that, okay, I am only the one who is burdened. But it's not so, guys. So, of course, accepting yourself wherever you are, as Shefali correctly said, that self-contentment is very important. But at the same time, we have to develop that belief that you can absolutely achieve anything. I'll tell you guys.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you. Totally. 100%. We can achieve anything we want to with your belief, 100% compassion, devotion, and commitment. No?
Absolutely. I mean, India presently, I'll tell you that it's on one hand, our economy is getting better. We are living in the bigger houses, but on the other hand, India is unfortunately turning into diabetic hub, cardiac hub, cancer hub. Even the suicide rate is increasing. So there is some discrepancy between the kind of life we would like to create for ourselves and the kind of life we are actually having. It is, of course, it is very important to have really good amount of money, but at the same time you really need to be happy and content with your own life.
A good mental health, a healthy mind in a healthy body. Isn't that so?
So Louise Hay in her book, she writes it beautifully. There is no point driving a big car when your back is hurting.
Right.
So it's good to have a car at the same time to have a healthy body.
Yeah. So anything else you would like to focus on?
Of course, and one more very important aspect which again we talk a lot and we feel that we have achieved is forgiveness. We feel that, okay, I have forgiven XYZ, be it your professional life, be it your personal life, but have you really forgiven that person, guys? When you really, even today, when the forgiveness, if I have to put it this way, when we say that we have achieved the forgiveness target, is when that person walks into the room and you don't feel triggered. That is the real forgiveness, and that is little difficult to achieve, I would say.
But well, with practice one can. Why not? And you can conduct some workshops on this. How people can go back home and follow up with those exercises of not to get triggered, right? Anything?
I mean,
what else
if I have to add
speak
here,
about?
so I agree that somebody, because so many times Shefali people tell me, but Dr. Yogini, you don't know what that person, he or she did to me. So agreed, guys, he or she really did wrong to you. But now, even today, if you are carrying those memories, who is hurting? They might not be even aware. They might have gone ahead with their life, and you are still hurting because you are still holding those grudges and those baggages. So don't you think how for Diwali and for all those big festivals, Christmas and all, we do the house cleaning? So it's high time we start doing mental house cleaning, Shefali.
And how do we do that?
So that is very important. How do we do that? And we can start with one simple thing. Because see, ultimately we all are responsible for our life experiences, the good, the bad, the ugly. So let's start with the small things. Maybe you can start forgiving the rickshawala who refused to take your fare. You might not forgive those really important people in your life, but start with small that insignificant person in your life. You can start doing affirmations every day, whether you believe it or not. See, guys, if you already have something, you might not want to do affirmations for that.
Pure affirmations, pure intentions always go answered. Right?
So one more thing you can do is gratitude.
Attitude, oh my God, gratitude. That's the first and foremost, I think. My God, gratitude is the most important thing with whatever you have in life. Be thankful for that.
See, today we are sitting here, we are discussing, we are having tea, and so many people are watching us. So that means we all do belong to that privileged class of the society. So now tell me seriously, guys, when was the last time you just said thank you whether you believe it in God or no, but just to some positive energy. When was the last time without really having achieved something big at that point in time? Just get up, or like whenever you get up in the morning, just say be grateful to God or universe or whoever you want to be.
I feel whether privileged or underprivileged doesn't matter. Rural, urban, tribal, whoever there is, whoever exists on this planet Earth, wherever they are, with whatever they have, if there is contentment, work hard for more, but contentment is the most important thing, and for that have gratitude. And I have a positive set of mind. I mean, there are so many stories where a beggar is sitting under a tree and somebody asks him about happiness or something. He's saying, I'm the most wealthiest person, I'm the most happiest because I have the, shade of a tree. So it's basically the attitude, have gratitude with a positive attitude. Huh?
The attitude of gratitude will serve the purpose.
Exactly. So, what thing you like the most about this book?
So I'll tell you the
Lovely book that you've
beautiful,
given me, and this is, what is
the crux.
Yeah, what do you think was something you liked most about this?
I'll tell you frankly, Shefali, the most beautiful thing that appealed me the most in that entire book is you can create your reality. Period.
Yes.
I mean, there's no second thought about it. So, because so many times, guys, we enjoy playing victimhood, Shefali. Because he did this to me, because this had happened, because I could not do this, and etc. But stop playing that victimhood. I mean, you don't have to do it forever. So just take back the power. And once you start doing it, again, it's going to take time. It's not like that you got fever and you take the medicine and you're sorted. Next day you go to office.
Those are just symptomatic reliefs. The real relief is to gear up within and be positive and live with no self-pity and no victim, no and
true. And it's like Shefali, we all have seen Titanic, right? So when the boat was sailing through the deep water and the captain of the ship, he could see the iceberg, but he could not change the direction. Because why? Because first is iceberg only 1/8 part is visible and 7/8 part is under the water. So believe me, guys, we all are like that. And second very important part is it was the huge ship was against those strong water currents. So they are going to resist. So when you start doing affirmations and forgiveness, gratitude, do not be under that impression that okay, things will change like that. At the same time, be open for that. You never know, miracles even today do happen. But be consistency, as you correctly said, that be consistent with all your efforts.
And the subconscious mind. She said, no, the subconscious, what was soaked inside the subconscious mind is very powerful. So also be careful what you think and what your intentions are. The purest of intentions always give pure results, but the negative intentions can ruin not only the other but even oneself. So intentions are very important. No? What do you think?
Absolutely, intentions and anything, as you correctly said, Shefali, anything what you think and what you speak is an affirmation.
Yes.
So be really mindful of it, guys. But at the same time, you don't have to be scared. Like
Yes.
because you don't want to scare yourself saying that okay, you don't think.
Just be yourself, but be careful. But how can you be yourself when you're pure from within? So whatever you say, like for example, anybody saying something jokingly, laughingly, if it's taken in the proper spirit, then everything is kind of dissolves. Even if there is 1% chance of negativity, but if anything is said in a very vengeful way, then with sarcasm, that has to be taken care of. So I think we all have to work on ourselves, right?
Yeah,
Every human being on earth has to work on themselves and see where we can keep enhancing oneself, because mental, mind and body, our emotions definitely affects our body. Anything from this book, Yogini, that you felt could have, that you couldn't resonate with?
So frankly, when I started doing this, when I started really working with Louise Hay and I started conducting workshops, so there's nothing that really didn't resonate, but I took time to really understand and absorb those concepts because being a facilitator, first I need to be convinced
Correct.
before I do it for others. So this one exercise, even in the book, it is given should.
Should.
So if instead of, because when you should something like I should be like this, that, and then you apply that similar should for the others.
Yes.
So but I'll tell you how our brain works.
Yes.
So our brain has got two centers. One is reward system and one is threat. So when you say too many shoulds for your own life, for your family, friends, whoever, etc. So we function from the threat system. And then that is, you don't feel psychologically safe. So I really took time to understand, because even I was not able to understand why shoulding. And then in her Louise Hay's book, she gives, instead of using should, use the word could.
Could, you could. There's so much of difference.
Absolutely, that pressure is lifted off.
Yes, the pressure is lifted off. That's very well said.
So that could always gives you a choice.
Yes.
And then you have
could.
absolutely
yes,
choices.
You could. I could. You could. Yes.
So that is something
Wonderful.
really took time for me to really absorb those concepts, why it is so.
So tell me, what do you do? How do you? Where do you go? How do you talk about this mind-body connection?
Yeah, so basically I conduct workshops. I conduct online because it's being international certification, because it's being US based, Hay publication. I have the international. I'm the internationally licensed teacher. I conduct workshops which are in both forms, online, offline, and our offline forms, Shefali, are the USPs. Yeah, so those are like, I'll just, if I have to give one funny example here, that one kurta which you may have bought some 5-6 years back and you just forgot about it. You thought you might have lost it, or you have given it to maid or something like that. And when you're doing the house cleaning for some festival, you remember, oh gosh, it was there lying behind, absolutely at the back of the cupboard. So it's like that, So many things come up when we do our 2 days Heal Your Life workshops. So
and it's going to be very helpful for even school-going kids or college-going teenagers, middle-aged parents, families. I mean, corporates, people working, in offices. I mean, who all can benefit? Every human being. I think.
Everybody. Absolutely. Because I tell you, as you correctly said, Shefali, that single parenting is very common. When we were kids, we did not have so many kids of our age who were kids of single parents, like children of single parents. But now, because my son is a school going, and there are so many, every class there is at least 2-3 parents who are single parents. At the same time, even if both the parents are there, parents are too busy, Shefali. They have to survive in metros, if at all, or wherever you are. Everywhere it is very expensive. The things are getting very expensive. Both the parents are working. They don't have time for themselves. When are they going to find time for their kids? Plus the social media, plus this, that. So I even do conduct awareness sessions for the school teachers, for the parents. Because I like to give some suggestion to the parents who are watching this video. Is, see, your kids are going to learn from you. Not that what you tell them, but how you behave. So I would like to suggest that, before bedtime, just give that confidence to the kids that we love you. May what come, we are always with you. Because kids need to really feel safe with their parents. And for that, parents have to love themselves first.
Exactly.
If you are busy, too much busy, nagging and dragging yourself down, and you are telling your child that please love yourself, he's going to tell, first watch yourself, mama or dada.
And don't get outside politics home. Once you're home, it's a beautiful environment of peace and harmony. Parents, children, grandparents, whoever's living in the home, it's a beautiful place. It's the core, your core group, most significant group. So we have to see that we make that the best, and that's when we can exuberate the same thing when we go outside. I think with this, we must end this little conversation. It's a very raw conversation, very casual, and not at all formal.
No.
And but I wanted to know more about this mind-body connection. Being a psychologist, about the book by Louise Hay. So she's the one person who does a lot of workshops on this book, not just on this book, but taking out the information of the book and putting it in reality. It's a reality test actually. So thank you so much for coming, and I hope you enjoy and listening to this conversation that we had. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh God, it was really good. Huh?
वो मैं edit
Oh,